came out in 2006 to global critical acclaim. In the 7th generation of video game consoles, it outsold its competitors, the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. You see, it wasn't ridiculously expensive when it first came out, and it didn't suffer from the red ring of death either. The worst that happened with the Wii was sometimes making players carry out questionable movements whilst playing. Oh, and I suppose all of the shovelware as well. But as time went on, many had sold their Wiis or traded them in for newer video game systems. But we can't ignore the usual life cycle of a game system after it's been discontinued.
We would like to play.
Typically, they will steadily drop in price over a few years, before suddenly having a resurgence where the people who used to play it as a kid find themselves with disposable income and they start buying it again for nostalgic reasons. The clever people know when to buy low before this happens. Hello fellow gamers, and I'm telling you why now is the best time to buy for Wii. Hey there guys, and these are the reasons why I think now is the best time to buy into the Wii. Now first of all, the system is cheap, and I mean cheap. When it came out about 13 years ago, it launched at 180 quid. Now you can just find it very easily on places like eBay and Facebook Marketplace for about 10 or 20 pounds. If you're looking online for a Wii, you're likely going to find bundles, and they're going to be really good choices. So you're going to have a whole heap of accessories and a stack of games coming along with it. It could be well worth looking at. Now, if you know anything about the Wii, you know that there's a couple of variations of it, so which is the best one for you to get? I would recommend getting the OG model. It's called the RVL001 model. Now, these are the ones with GameCube backwards compatibility, and they're very easy to recognise because you've got two flaps on the top here, which reveals the ports for the GameCube controllers and for the memory cards as well. Not to mention, the logo on the front is upwards rather than sideways. That's because Nintendo wanted you to place this vertically alongside your TV. Now the models that don't have GameCube backwards compatibility don't have these flaps on the top, and the logo is horizontal on them. The next reason why now is the time to get into the Wii: games are cheap as well. Here in the UK, we've got a library of over 1,000 games for the Wii. Some of them aren't even released in the States. Not all of them are good, mind. But anyway, you are guaranteed to be able to just walk into your local game shop and find a whole heap of second-hand Wii games, including loads of classic Nintendo games, a lot of them for under a tenner. Now, yes, of course, there are still some games which are on the expensive side. So you've got the likes of Xenoblade Chronicles and Metroid Prime Trilogy. But you don't really need to worry about those two because you can still get Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Wii U eShop for a really good price. And Xenoblade Chronicles was released for the new 3DS. It's an excellent port. But it's also being released as a definitive edition on the Switch sometime in 2020. So I don't know, you might want to wait for the Switch one instead. Now you can't have a games console without controllers, and Wii controllers are everywhere. Now it's obvious that if you want to play a lot of the party games that came out on the Wii, you're definitely going to need more controllers. To be fair, you can pick up any old one, but I would recommend any of the official ones, and even more so, I would recommend getting one that has a Wii Motion Plus inside of it. There are some games that need that, like Wii Sports Resort or Zelda Skyward Sword, because if you don't have Motion Plus and are trying to play those games, you're going to have a bad time. You've also got the option of going for a regular Wii Remote and adding the Motion Plus attachment on the end. But we can't forget about all of the traditional controllers as well. You've got the Classic and the Classic Pro controllers you can connect to the bottom of your Wii Remotes. And don't forget as well, the controllers that came with the NES Mini and the SNES Mini both connect to the bottom of these controllers as well. They're going to be great choices if you're going to be playing any classic 2D platformers. If you want to go for a Classic Pro controller, and good heavens, I don't blame you, your best bet at the moment is picking up GoldenEye 007, the complete set of GoldenEye 007. Doesn't matter if you're interested in the game, because when you pick that up, you also get a golden Classic Pro controller along with it, and I've seen these things on sale for about a tenner right now. But when I look at the listings for Classic Pro controllers online, I'm seeing prices which are like 20, 30 plus pounds. So this is a much cheaper option, and it's gold. Now don't let the age of the Wii put you off from getting one. You're likely going to be connected up to your HD TV, right? And it didn't come with HDMI. In fact, the Wii was the only system of its generation that didn't get HDMI support at the time. But if you're hooking up your Wii to a TV that's got a really bad analog upscaler, you're going to be met with a blurry image and really laggy response times. But you can always do what I did and just pick up a cheap little HDMI adapter. You can find these things all over the place on Amazon and on eBay. And all you need is just any plain old HDMI cable. It will convert the analog signal to digital, spit it out over your HDMI, and job's done. The picture quality you can get from it is comparable to using component cables in my opinion, and I haven't noticed any lag on mine. Now, as I've said earlier, there are loads of these around on the internet, but I'm going to leave a link in the description down below to the one that I bought, which should help you out. So for my last reason why I think you should get into the Wii now, if you're not convinced with the Wii's current library and what it can do, it's very easy to soft mod. Now if you're not aware of soft modding, it's kind of like the old days when you'd mod your PlayStation or something with a chip inside so you can play any copied games. But it doesn't require any hardware changes whatsoever. That's why it's called a soft mod or a software mod. All you're doing is changing the software a little bit so you can make it do what you want. And if you fluff it up, in most cases you can just reset the system and start over again. Now it's not necessary to soft mod your Wii, but it can be extremely useful. I've seen a lot of people soft mod their Wiis so they can turn them into emulation machines for lots of older generation systems. But personally, I soft modded my Wii so I could back up all of my Wii and GameCube library. After I soft modded my Wii, I just connect a hard drive into the back, put my disc in, and it will let me back up the disc onto the hard drive. That way I've got my entire Wii and GameCube library all on that hard drive, and it's really useful. And plus, if I lend any of my games out to friends, I've still got the copy on my hard drive that I'm free to play. Now, no, this is not going to turn into a tutorial on how to soft mod your Wii, but I'm going to leave a link down below in the description, which should point you in the right direction. So those were the reasons why I think now is the best time to invest in the Wii before it gets too expensive. There are so many classic games available for the Wii right now that you can't even play on other systems. And you'll be surprised what you can even achieve with a Wii these days. But anyway, I'm not going to stop you from waving your Wii remote around any longer. Thanks so much for watching, and please let me know what you thought of the video with a like or dislike down below. That really helps me out. Or better yet, leave a comment for anyone else who's thinking of collecting for the Wii today. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.